So is the GH5 worth it in 2021? I believe that when the GH5 first came out, it was ahead of its time. But now, in 2021, is the GH5 old news? If you're new here, my name is Caleb and I've been doing freelance video production since 2012. But this channel is to help you make your own videos, whether you just started or you've been making them for a while, whether you use the GH5 or any other camera. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, so I obviously think that the GH5 is still worth it in 2021. But before you buy or sell a GH5 this year, watch this video because there might be some things that you might want to take into consideration, some things that I'm taking into consideration as I kind of think about the GH5 this year. And you know, it's what, 4 years old already? All right, so it's a lot windier out here than I thought it was gonna be. So I apologize if there's a bunch of wind getting into the microphone. I did put this little, dead cat thing on. Hopefully it cuts down on this wind, but this is a wide open spot. So there's not much blocking the wind from hitting the microphone in this video. So I do apologize. Okay, so one of the first things that you might want to consider before you buy or sell a Panasonic GH5 in 2021 is that it really seems like the full frame craze is in full effect. Now you have the Sony a7S III, and Sony has some other cameras that are coming out as well that are full frame, and the specs are just off the charts with some of those cameras. Then you have like the Canon R series, and then you even have the Lumix S series, which it seems like Lumix is really moving towards those S series cameras. So is Micro Four Thirds really in the future? Is it in jeopardy? Is Micro Four Thirds in jeopardy? I don't know. So is it something where in 2021, maybe you might want to invest a little bit more into full frame because the future of Micro Four Thirds, prices might go down on some of those things, but is there really a future with the Micro Four Thirds? Let me know down in the comments what you think. Hopefully sometime soon, maybe this summer, I'll be able to check out the Lumix S5. And from what I hear is that it's really a full frame style GH5. So if that's the case, is there a GH6 in the future? I don't know. I really think with these full frame cameras coming out with the Sonys, Canons, and the Lumix S series, I really feel like that full frame look is everything right now in 2021. Everything will be okay. All right, so another thing that you're gonna wanna take into consideration with the GH5 in 2021 is all of the cinematic features that the GH5 has. For the price point, there are so many options with the Panasonic GH5. Now make sure you go check out all the videos that I've made about some of those cinematic features on the GH5, because sometimes there's so many things in there that you forget that some of these features are actually on the GH5. Now I've said plenty of times that the GH5 is not a cinema camera, but it has so many cinematic features like waveform, vector scope, zebra stripes, focus peaking. You can put the histogram right on the screen. There's so many cinematic features of the GH5 for the price point of what, under 2K? In 2021, the GH5 might actually be one of the better type of cinema style cameras without actually being a cinema style camera. So before you buy or sell a GH5 in 2021, just think about those cinematic features that you have on the GH5. Yes, it's a Micro Four Thirds, it's not full frame, but all the tools that you have to make your videos even better, they're all on the GH5. All right, so now let's talk about one of the features of the GH5 that just is absolutely horrible, and we all know that it's absolutely horrible, and that's the autofocus. In 2021, I feel like the cameras that we use, and a lot of them are this way, but the autofocus should be something that is more than reliable. And the fact that Lumix, the GH5, still has this contrast-based autofocus, honestly, I just feel like it's a joke. So before you buy or sell the GH5 in 2021, consider your needs in a camera. Is the autofocus something that you need when you go and make your own video content? Whether that's on YouTube or whether that's client work, do you need the autofocus? Like right now, I'm out here trying to vlog and I'm not even using the autofocus. I'm like switching the focus with my hands. Thankfully, I'm on a wide enough lens where I can reach it and I can see, you know, with the focus peaking, making sure everything's in focus. But it's kind of a joke that in 2021, we can't really even use the autofocus on the GH5. But before you buy or sell a GH5 in 2021, take into consideration the needs that you have when you make your own content. Do you need autofocus? If the answer is yes, then the GH5 probably isn't the right camera for you. If you can get by with some of these other tools like focus peaking, a wide enough lens, if you're a vlogger, then the GH5 with all the video features that it has, it might be all right for you. Let me know down in the comments, is the autofocus on the GH5 something that you are sick of now that it's 2021? All right, doesn't look like we're going down that trail at all. All right, so one of the other things that I am considering in 2021 with the GH5 is that, first of all, I love this hybrid style camera with the GH5. However, I don't really take photos with it. Now, if I were to take photos, I'd probably use like a full frame camera, something like the Canon EOS R or R5, but I really do love this hybrid style camera like the GH5. But one of the things that got me thinking is that if I'm just shooting video anyway, is it something in 2021, is it time for me just to move to a cinema style camera? Just for video, all video. Now, like I said, that the GH5 has a ton of cinematic style features on it, but it is not a cinema camera. So things like raw video, built-in ND filters. I've got an ND filter on the lens right here, but sometimes, you know, that kind of warps with the image. And having some of those other cinema features on an actual cinema camera where I'm not using the photo feature on the GH5 anyway. So is it something where it's time for me to just move to a cinema camera? Whoa, there's a really big wind gust here. Sorry about that. But what I really need to just ask myself is the GH5 still right for me in 2021? You know, something like the Canon C70 or even some of the Z cams or the Blackmagic pocket cameras. Would it be time for me to make a change to a cinema style camera? So again, the question that we're looking at really is the GH5 worth it in 2021? Let me know what you think down in the comments. All right, so I obviously think that the GH5 is still worth it in 2021. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be talking about it. But I think there's things that you should consider, that I should consider when moving forward when making video content. And like I said earlier, the GH5 was way ahead of its time when it first came out, but some of those other cameras, they're starting to catch up, maybe even exceed the GH5. So there's just a few things that you might want to take into consideration in 2021 when you make your video content. Now, the GH5 video quality is some of the highest quality video that you're gonna get coming from any type of camera. Really, this camera is so easy to just pack in a bag and take with you, whether you're traveling or, you know, going on a hike, making YouTube content, client work, whatever the situation might be. And then with all those features, all those cinematic features that you get for the price point of under, what is it, $2,000 US, there's only a few other camera systems that could match what the GH5 is giving you. So I don't know, this video is just a conversation starter. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the GH5 in 2021. And that's all I really have for this video. But if you have time, it'd be awesome if you stuck around, maybe watch one of these videos that's popping up on your screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.